Welcome to the MIB Podcast, where we help you chase your dreams side by side. And now, your hosts, Mike and Talia Osborne.
What's up?
Hey everybody,
This is Mike,
and Talia,
and you're listening to the...
MIB Podcast.
Hope you guys having a great day today. Today's going to be episode number 23. And this one's going to be titled...
Married and all the quotes.
Married and All the Quotes. We're going to go over our top three, or just three at least, favorite quotes that we go to every time we need reassurance, encouragement, faith building, anything when it comes to when you're going through crap in business. These are your go-to, like your playbook of, okay, keep the faith alive, keep the hope up, everything's going to work out, don't quit, everything like that. So this is going to be a fun episode. If you missed our last couple episodes, episode 21 was all about giving back. It's really easy to go out there and hoard what you get and, share the spoils of success and things like that. But literally, there's so much going on out there in the world that needs your help that when you're successful, we always tell you, give back. Even when you're not successful, we always say, make sure you're taking care of those in need, help your local church, things like that. So that whole episode was all about giving back.
Yep, and then we did a bonus episode for you.
Oh, we did episode 22, though.
I know. We did a bonus episode for you that covered things that we found, because we're always talking about reselling and all the things that you can resell. So we kind of wanted to give you a good idea of what we've done recently and where we found it and how much profit we made and all that. And then Mike mentioned episode 22, where we talked about married and yard sales. So we kind of go over in the past things that we found at yard sales, how to kind of negotiate, and where you can sell those items.
Yeah, there's a ton of good information in there. And yard sale season, for everybody in the South, it's already starting. Right now up north, we're starting this weekend. And I'm telling you, you can find so many ridiculous deals out there for nothing. People just want to get rid of it. So all tips and tricks are on that episode. So make sure you check it out. And I promise you get a lot from it. And you'll be able to go out there this weekend and start making money.
Yep,
right?
That's what we want. So just a little bit of house cleaning. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/MIB Podcast. Check out our website, themibpodcast.com. There's a couple free trainings on there. And if you have any questions, comments, or you'd like to be on our show, we'd love to have you. Send us the email at info@themibpodcast.com.
Yeah, make sure you leave us a review. We got a couple reviews now. We really appreciate it. No one's going to find us unless you leave a review. So keep on doing it. We see the downloads going up. So take a minute, go out there and leave us an honest review, and we really appreciate it. So today's episode, again, it's all about the quotes. You want to go ahead and start first?
Yeah, I'll start it off. One of my favorite quotes that I heard years and years and years ago when we were still in the multi-level marketing world was, if it won't matter in 5 years, it doesn't matter. And so I really take that to heart, because there's so many different situations that happen in life in general, including with your kids and your business and your marriage and everything else. And you have to really put things into perspective. So when it's saying, if it doesn't matter in 5 years, it really doesn't matter. It just means it might matter a little bit, but you don't want to blow it out of proportion and make it into a big deal when in 5 years, you won't even remember that it happened. Right. So that's why I really like that quote.
Yeah, it's a great quote. It's all about just, taking it with a grain of salt. You mean, that we missed a house payment and, we're going to be a couple days late. It's not going to matter in 5 years because, the whole point is I couple this one with, as long as you're taking action, you're focusing on your dreams, your goals, creating income, obviously. I mean, these are all business focused. So, yeah, if you're doing the things daily you need to grow a successful, profitable business, does it matter that you missed your water bill that month, or you missed a credit card bill, or something small happened that you think it's going to be life-changing, but the truth is it's a minor issue, right?
Right.
Never major in the minors, right?
Mm-hmm.
Major in majors, never minor in the majors. So if you got major problems, take care of them right away, but never give too much credit to small issues in your life.
Yep.
Right?
All right, your turn.
I like this one. This is from a book called In a Pit with a Lion on a Snowy Day.
I love that book.
And I've said this quote to many people that think that just being a good person is good enough, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the answer, the quote is, goodness is not the absence of badness. You could do nothing wrong and still do nothing right. What's that really mean? Same thing. It's just like I was saying before. People think that I'm a good person and that's good enough. You don't add value to the earth or the world or to anybody. You're just taking space up, but you don't do anything bad. So that means you must be good.
Yeah.
And the truth is, inaction is kind of like a sin when it comes to stuff like that, right? You're not doing anything to make the world better, so you're not really doing anything at all.
Yeah.
So you can call that good because you're not arrested. I mean, what's your tombstone going to read? I was never arrested, so I must be good. You know?
Yeah.
I paid Visa, so I must be good. What else did you do, right? I remember a guy talking about, he posted an obituary on his refrigerator, and all they had to say about this guy that passed away was he was an avid gardener. So here lies so-and-so. He was an avid gardener. That's what he did with his whole life. He was a gardener.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know about you, but we want to have impact. We want to help people in any way that we can. We want to help our family, and, you know, financially, we want to create memories with our kids. We want to be more than just avid gardeners. You know, we want not necessarily to be known by the world, but to leave a footprint that says that we were here and that we made an impact and we changed lives, and we continue to change ourselves, you know, so that we could have more of an impact. So I like that quote too.
Yeah. And that's the whole thing. I mean, I think another quote that is not on my list, but Irma Bombeck said, when I go up to it's paraphrased, but when I make it to heaven, I want to know that I left no talents, you know, on earth unused. Basically, she left everything on the playing field. She went out there and did everything she could to please God and help people and do everything she could based off the talents and abilities she had. And I think if you can do that, I think you can really sit down and think about that. You can change their world.
Yep.
So you want to go to yours?
Yep. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is a part of success. And I like this quote because even, you know, I think a lot of people think that failure is a bad thing. And I think that we do our children an injustice by teaching them, like, don't fail, don't fail, don't fail, when it should be, okay, you failed, so here's the next step. You know, here's how to correct that. So if you give them the steps and the keys and the tools to make their failure into a success, or to learn a lesson, because that's all failure is. Failure is a lesson. Okay, that didn't work, so let's try this. So, but when we are growing up, I think a lot of us just have this negative connotation with failure, and we think that it's the end of the world, or it's the worst thing you could possibly do. I failed, I'm a failure. No, you're not a failure, you failed. But what did you learn in that situation? Correct it, and now you can become successful in that same area.
Yeah. I mean, it's like episode 15 was all about failing forward. And that's the whole point. I mean, the direction of success, failure is in the way. You fail till you have success, right? You know, for me, when I was in sales, cold calling, you know, I had to sit there and call millions of, it seems that way, right? I had to call so many people. I do so many, role plays of my script and how to do this and that. And until I got really good and where I could pick up the phone, call anybody, or walk into a business and talk to anybody. That's the whole point. Failure leads to success. If that wasn't true, we'd be a bunch of people that can't walk and, you know, can't use the bathroom without assistance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're not wearing diapers anymore. And that's kind of the whole point of all this is, you know, you got to make sure that failure is not, you know, it's not fatal unless it's final. So as long as you don't quit, you're good to go.
Yeah.
How many times have we said that in the last couple of episodes?
Oh, we say that all the time.
And forgive me, my voice is, I've had a cold for like 18 years, it seems like.
All right.
Even though today's going to be 80 degrees.
Yes.
Yes.
So exciting.
For at least one day. And we're inside.
Yeah.
Recording podcasts. All right. This one's good. And same thing. The foundation of our business, I guess, experience, or just of our, you know, like I said, the foundation, the base of everything that we've done was in multi-level marketing. And we're not involved in that anymore. But we learned a lot from that. I told you, we need to have an episode here where it's all about everything all the success we have today is based off our failure in multi-level marketing.
Mm.
So this one's from a guy called, his name's Matt Grotwald. And I'm sure he got it from somebody else, but when I heard it, he said it. So if the dream is big enough, the facts don't count. Because if the dream is big enough, the facts will change. Now, people hear that and they're like, well, facts don't change. And no, believe it or not, that they do. If you work hard enough, if you have enough faith to go out there and push the limits, most people say things can't be done. You shouldn't, I think that's another quote. Yeah. Mm-hmm. People say things can't be done, shouldn't interrupt the guys that are doing it. Right.
Yeah.
So, electric cars and going to the moon, all these things were impossible, right?
Yeah.
A vehicle driving down the road,
a man running the mile under 4 minutes.
Yeah. Roger Bannister running the mile under 4 minutes. After he did that, they had, and I remember that people talked about, like, they're literally having all these seminars and everything like that. There's, 6,000 documented years when no one ran a mile under 4 minutes, and your body would literally, rip apart and shred. And literally, he liked running. He broke the 4 minute mile, and after that, today there's hundreds of people that have done that today. Yep. The impossible,
just
right?
takes one. Yep.
A mother that I've heard stories where a car has fell on a child, and a mother that was a 97-pound mother was able to lift the vehicle with the adrenaline from the moment to get the kid out. That's impossible.
Yep.
But no, it happens all the time. People say that you can't be somebody because you're not a people person. You're not outgoing, but you can't make money doing this or that, whatever else. It's impossible to them, but that's their facts, but they're not yours.
Right.
So as long as you don't know that, if you work hard enough, the facts will change. I lived off that quote for years and years and years, and I still go to it. I say it. If you're friends of mine on Facebook, you'll see me. I'll guarantee I'll post at least once a year, maybe a couple times.
Yeah. Because
that is the truth. If the dream's big enough, the facts don't count. Because the dream is big enough, the facts will change. So dream big, know where you want to go, know your destination, and know that the only person that can stop you from getting there is you.
Yep. I like that. All right. So my third quote is, don't worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. And that is from Matthew. If you don't know who Matthew is, he's in the Bible.
Look at Matthew.
Yeah. So I like this quote because it really helps me to focus on the day-to-day. And, we have long-term goals, and we have, things we know we have to get done in the future. But I know how many people worry about things that are not in their control. And I never wanted to be that person who was constantly worrying. So I try to focus on this quote, this Bible verse that tells us tomorrow will take care of itself. All you have to worry about is today. So focus on what's in front of you. Get that done. So how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time, right? So don't worry about eating the whole elephant. Take the first bite, and then eventually you'll eat the whole thing, but you can't worry about the entire elephant. So I like that quote.
I couldn't imagine eating an elephant.
I couldn't either. I love elephants. They're so cute.
I know, it's so cute. That's true. I mean, the truth is, tomorrow's not even promised, right? There's nowhere it says that you're guaranteed tomorrow, whatever, your plans this weekend might not be here. I mean, I'm sad to say it's the truth, right? So you can't focus on tomorrow. You can't keep pushing for me, it's even, you can't push things off tomorrow that should be done today. And that's the idea of prioritizing your life. And make sure you, same things. Go out there and make sure that you tell somebody you love them today, right? Mm-hmm. Tell somebody that you care. Let your kids know. Spend a little time with them. Do the things that actually matter in your life. Maybe put away the junk and the TV and music, whatever, something that's a distraction in your life. Spend a couple extra minutes with the people you care about, and let tomorrow worry about itself, but focus on today. All right. My last quote is is very short, and it's the same thing as by another guy, Matt Grotwald again. And I don't think you'll find anything about him online or anything, but a little bit of what multi-level marketing company he's in. But I heard him say on a CD one time, observe the masses, do the opposite. Simple quote, observe the masses, do the opposite. Meaning, you want to find success in the world, observe what everybody else is doing and do the exact opposite.
Yeah.
It's funny, they had a Seinfeld episode on this way long time ago. George whatever George would usually do, he did the opposite. And all of a sudden, his life was changing. Everything was coming together. He was getting girls. He's got a promotion and all this stuff. And the truth is, life is like that, you know? What's the average person do on a daily basis? They say they don't have enough time to do anything else. They can't build a business because they have stuff to do. I got, TVs on, and I got the book club and softball club and all these different things that really, truthfully, don't matter. It don't get you any farther in life. They definitely don't fix your financial problems because they actually cost money. Mm-hmm. So when it came to when we were like really just rough and hurting, people would, at the end of the day, when I didn't want to make any more phone calls when I was selling advertising, I said, observe the masses, do the opposite. Observe the masses, do the opposite. Well, the opposite thing to do is don't quit on it on a bad term. Make sure I end on a good term, on a good, setting an appointment or getting a sale, something like that. Even just whatever. I mean, everybody else is doing this. You do the opposite, and you're doing
well. And I want to say, like, when Mike was doing that, he earned himself President's Club, being someone who hadn't been in sales ever, and he was the one making calls until closing time, and so he earned himself President's Club, which earned us a free trip, which was amazing. So, you put in the work and you do what other people won't do, and you'll have the success that other people don't have. Like Mike said, and, I think a lot of people have excuses that should be their reasons. We could easily do a lot less with our lives because we have 4 kids. But it's because we have those 4 kids that we want to do more with our lives, to make them a better person, to show them an example, but also to provide for them. So I like that quote too. I sometimes use it when I'm driving and I see all this traffic in one lane and nobody's in the other lane. I'm like, do the opposite. Let's get in this lane.
In truth, I think the old quote I heard years ago is socialsecurity.gov said that 98% of people will be dead or broke by age 65. And either that, 98% of them are going to be extremely reliable on Social Security. They have no income. They don't have a business. They don't have passive income or investments or whatever. They literally will focus. They want the government to take care of them. And that's, I'm not putting you down if that's your situation, but that's the whole point. The opposite of that is the 2%ers out there that are out there kicking butt, working for what they do. And if you want to read a good book about the truth, I'll say this, a lot of people think that, they're only the 2%ers, the rich people, they inherit their wealth and they are doing this, or the criminals, whatever. Go read a book called Millionaire Next Door. Dave Ramsey always talks about, it promotes it. It's all about, and he has these millionaire theme hours too on his podcast where he brings people in there and he asks them, how did you get your wealth? How did you do this? Did you steal anything? Did you go in debt to make money? And all these different things that people think about. And he'll sit there and go through all of them and show you, the average person, they save their money to live below their means. They've never bought a new car. They've never spent over $40 for a pair of jeans and silly stuff like that, where it's like, it adds up. And, for the average person, that's not going to try to go out there and, make $400, $500, $1 million a year. That's how the average person becomes a millionaire, the millionaire next door. So go out there and check that out. Very slow read, but if not, just go download one of the Millionaire Theme Hours by Dave Ramsey, and you'll see, observe the masses, do the opposite, right? So I think that's it for today.
Yep.
So we appreciate you guys for listening. Today was episode 23 again. And when we do a little bit of house cleaning, we'll say goodbye.
All right. So follow us on Facebook, facebook.com. Check out our website, themibpodcast.com, and send us your favorite quote, your success, anything good that you have to share with us. We'd love to promote that here on the show. So info@themibpodcast.com.
Yeah, we want to give you a shout out. If you went out there and took action on anything that we've talked about in the last 23 episodes, we'd love to talk to you about it. We'd love to promote you and give you a shout out and send you some love, okay? So we hope you had a great day. We hope you got a lot out of this. And we'll see you on episode number 24.
Hello.
Take care.